Greetings everyone, it's IT2 again, and you may not be able to tell it, but I'm kind of depressed today. I had a bad night last night. I mean, it wasn't real bad, it was just kind of meh, and it was just kind of like, I just discovered things about myself like that I don't like being around other people maybe, or that I just don't like social situations. Or I don't know what it is. I'm just kind of tell you guys what happened, and you can be kind of my therapist on this, and you can decide what's wrong with me. And then I've got a few things at the end I want to tack on to like additionally give you some depressing data. So I went to this concert last night. Bought a ticket for it like Wednesday, so I've been looking forward to it for like 3 days. And it was a Beatles tribute band. And it's in an outdoor venue. It's pretty cool. It's like at the back of this business that's like got some woods behind it. I guess they kind of like cleared out the woods and they left a few trees, and it's kind of like they built a band, what do you call it, stage, and they got a bar back there. And I didn't know anything about it. I just heard about it and I was going to check it out. So I think it's like $15. 18 if you want to reserve like a table. And it turned out the tables were like 7 chairs each. It's like huge tables. I thought it was just like, I don't understand how that works either. But if you reserve a table, does everybody that sits at the table have to pay the extra $3? Because that's like $140 for 7 people or something like that, right? I guess some people are just rich and got money to blow. But does one person buy the table to reserve it, and then like everybody else can just be general admission? I don't know. Anyway, I like the Beatles. I thought it'd be fun. So let me just start from the beginning. I was talking to this chick on Snapchat. We was having a pretty good conversation. Didn't really go anywhere. I don't think that had anything to do with it. But I was trying to find somebody for like the last 3 days to like take with me, because it just seems depressing to go to like a concert by yourself. I don't know how you're supposed to behave. I just started drinking like this last month, so I don't know anything about alcohol. Like this will be the first time I have to be like drinking outside my house, where I have to like keep track of like how many beers you drink, and like I think it's like 1 drink every hour or something, right? And then you can be safe to drive. Or do you get like over, I don't know what the limit is, like 0.01 or something, or 0.1 blood alcohol level. 0.1 is probably, that's like 10 times what it should be. I think it's 0.01, but like, I don't know the rules. I don't know anything about this. I was just gonna like maybe try some Bud Light Lime or Cactus Lime. My boss was telling me it's like really good, so that was my plan. I was gonna go to this place, enjoy some Beatles, kick back, drink some Bud Light Limes, try out some stuff, and see what happens. And I'll see what this place is anyway. I'll see if it's cool, like go later in the year when it's a little cooler. Because they have like these little campfires sit around. I drew it on MS Paint, I'll show you here in a minute. But let me just start back to, so it's like 7 to 10, 3 hours or something like that. And I'd always go to bed like 8 or 9ish, so I was going to take a nap first. So I tried to take a nap, didn't really go out too well. And I get up, I get ready, and I have to stop by the ATM. It's right next to the place. So I go all the way out there, go to the ATM, and there's a guy in front of me, and he's like taking the money out of the ATM. So he's like the guy working on the ATM, exactly where I need to be there. So I have to go all the way back to the middle of town, use that ATM, and then on the way there, like, I have to shit really bad. So I'm like, well, crap. This place is outdoors. I don't think they're even going to have bathrooms. So I have to go all the way back to my house to take a shit. And I see a guy, like, mowing his yard as it's turning dark. And that kind of makes me think, like, this guy has no idea, like, it's Friday night and you could be out going to concerts. And I heard on the radio, like, there's high school football games going on. So that's like, oh, I could be doing that instead of this. I don't know. It just started depressing me for some reason. Also, I was worried about if it's going to rain all day because it's supposed to storm and stuff. So anyway, I go home, take a shit. I come all the way back after it. I'm still on time. You know, I get in, and I'm checking out this place. And the band hasn't started yet, so it's cool. And it's just like, I don't know what to do. Like, what do you do when you're one guy by yourself? I feel like everybody was watching me, because it's like everybody's there with people. Like, there's these whole families. 7 people to a table. Like, who knows 6 other people that you can go to like a concert with? And like they brought their kids and stuff. I guess that's kind of cool. One guy showed up like with a dog, and so like there's not really anywhere to sit except like, let me show you the paint thing. This is what it looks like. Basically, you got the band is up here, and then you got this row of people that brought their own chairs in like a semicircle. So this is kind of like the front of the stage. I guess you don't really go past, except people do. So I don't know. I didn't know where to go, so I kind of walked over here. I got they got like stumps that are set around these campfires. So that's pretty cool. Like, you know, people build like little fire pits in the back of their house. Like, does anybody ever use those, or is that just like a depressing thing? You're like, man, I wish we had parties where people actually come use this fire pit. Because my uncle's, he's got like my cousin, he's got like a really expensive house, got a really nice fire pit, but I don't ever hear about him having parties or anybody over to his house. Kind of like when you have so much money, you don't want people being in your house because they'll mess it up and stuff, so you don't really do stuff. So it's like kind of a waste to even have stuff. You know what I mean? It's kind of depressing. But this is like if you want to have that experience of having really cool fire pits and people around, you can go to this place, but it's just filled with people you don't know. So I just felt like everybody was watching me. And I go in, I'm like, I'll be the only guy sitting on one of these stumps. I mean, I guess there was another guy like over here. He was sitting on a stump. It's like a dog. But like, I don't know how you like order drinks. I've never really done like going to a club or whatever. I don't know how to order drinks. I don't know if they even have Bud Light limes. What if they don't have it? Then I got to order something else. Like my second choice would be like I was thinking of me trying Lowenbrau, that really dark German beer that probably knocked me on my ass. I mean, that's only a few things that I know. Maybe a Heineken or something. I don't know. They had like these weird specialty beers that they make out of wheat or something. They have like weird names, so I don't want to try that. They're like $5 each. I just want to try like some other stuff that I haven't tried. So the band comes out. They're really good. They kind of played like some really deep cuts, like stuff I wasn't that familiar with, and then they played Dear Prudence. That was a good one. And they played some of the Sgt. Pepper stuff, and they played like a John Lennon song. What was it? I had it earlier. I looked it up. I think I looked it up. Maybe it wasn't on this. I don't know. It was one of those weird, like, love song kind of songs, and like, there's this guy behind me. He was sitting like right here. These two guys were sitting here. I don't know if they were gay guys or if they're just real big Beatles fan or just drunk and like, I don't know. I just feel like it's like that NPC thing I talk about. Like, I don't think some people are the same as everybody else. These guys were just like. He's like doing this thing, like jamming out to this love song. And he's like, yeah, bro, we're here at the Beatles concert. It's like that stupid John Lennon song. Like, that's not the right song to be doing that. It just seemed weird. And then, like, this family comes in that was sitting behind me at a reserved table. I mean, it wasn't even a family. It was like a bunch of frat boys. It was frat guys looking guys, you know, like the backwards cat guy, and but there was a younger kid that didn't look like he was old enough to be in college. And then they played like While My Guitar Gently Weeps, and just fucking guitar soloing out and just jamming. It's like amazing. I look back and this kid's just like not even looking. He's like on his phone scrolling. I'm like, oh god, this is just a sad world we live in. And it's like the people in the chairs that are in the front. Like, they got their phones out and they're filming it, and they're just experiencing reality through this filtered camera phone. Like, just put your phone away and enjoy the moment. You know, like, I left my phone in my car accidentally. So I couldn't even, like, I was going to maybe film the venue and show you guys what it looked like, because it's cool with, like, 3 big campfires and shit and tables everywhere. But, yeah, that started just depressing me. And then, like, you have the thing where, I'm sure you guys that go to concerts and shit know, like, not like real concerts where everybody's just like in a mosh pit or whatever, but like in small venues you have people that, like, I don't know, maybe 60-something-year-olds, 50-something-year-olds, they'll come up and they'll start dancing like right here. Like in front of everybody, like kind of showing off, but they're old, so that's like, it's not really impressing anyone. They're just like, do it, they just gotta show everybody that they're in love, because they gotta do that. And then the band has to do their little joke about the tip jar, so everybody knows that there's a tip jar, and then people start walking up and putting money in the tip jar because they want to feel like they're part of something. It's like, I don't know if everybody else thinks about all this shit that I'm thinking about, but it just bugs me. Just like, I hate it. I don't want to be there anymore. So like after an hour, I just took off. I couldn't stand it anymore. Like I never got anything to drink from the bar. It was just the whole situation just like annoyed me. Didn't really make me mad, but it kind of made me mad. It's like made me mad for life. Made me mad that people are stupid. Oh man, there's like kids spinning around in circles around here, and like this. I feel like this is the no-go zone. Like you should be in this area. Stay away from this area. There's a semicircle of chairs here that tell you this is the boundary. You don't go past the boundary. Who's going past this boundary? I don't know. Am I crazy? Maybe it's just me. But yeah, I heard a couple of good songs. They did like a Creedence song, and they said we're going to go off the Beatles for a minute, and then they did like a Rolling Stones song. I'm like, I don't want to hear this bullshit. And then there's only like 2 really good songs I like. Maybe one of the Sgt. Pepper ones or something. I don't know. But it's like, I don't know. I just wanted to get out of it. I just wanted to be out of the situation. I want to go home and watch a scary movie. And I ended up watching Conjuring, the last one. Devil Made Me Do It. So that's all the Conjuring movies. So I'll be putting out a video pretty soon where I review all the Conjuring movies. Kind of like a T2 book review video. So, yeah, that was that. Pretty shitty night. But I got up this morning and then I was thinking about how every day or every year goes by, you increase your odds of dying because you're older. You ever think about that? That's pretty scary. Like the odds that anybody like sit back and calculate, you know, like I was born in 1978, so like 100 years later it'll be 2078. So that's pretty much like the hard limit of how long I'm going to live. Nobody really lives past 100. Most people don't live past 80. So 2058, and it's 2021 now, so we're really kind of closed in on that date there. And then you gotta like deal with random heart attacks and strokes and shit, which now that I've had this vaccine, everybody says you've increased your risk of having a heart attack or a stroke, which I don't really believe. But every now and then, you know, you get a heart pain or something, then you realize how out of shape you are, and you get old and your knee hurts and your back hurts all the time, and like you stand up too long and it hurts, and it's like, yep, won't be long now. It's coming. But what can you do? I mean, it's like Norm Macdonald the other day. Yeah, I guess he had cancer though, and he didn't tell anybody. Anyway, also, like, if you get into a fight, your odds of winning the fight go down the longer the fight lasts, it seems like. Unless you're beating the shit out of the other guy, then their odds go up. But every time you get hit, you take damage, I think decreases your odds, I'd imagine. You get more tired, you get hit. I saw a movie or something where a guy got in a fight, and I'm like, oh man, the more he gets hit, the less likely he's going to win this. I mean, he's not going to like do an amazing comeback at the end. What was the other thing that I thought that was depressing? But the other thing was the COVID stuff. Like, I realized I was on this forum post somebody made about this guy in town who had been prescribing ivermectin, and they were having like a big protest because they took away his ability to give away prescriptions or prescribe medicine or practice or something like that. So it was kind of dumb anyway. But I see all these rednecks posting stupid shit about, like, this woman posted, you know where all these fake numbers come from about the unvaccinated being the reason it's spreading is because 2 weeks after you get your shot, they don't even count that as being vaccinated. And I'm like, oh my god, you stupid bitch. And I told her, like, they tell you when you get the shot, like, it takes 2 weeks to get vaccinated. You got to build up your immune system. It's not like a magic pill or a miracle cure where you take the shot and you're immediately vaccinated. I thought everybody knew this. If people don't know this, then they're out there just getting the first shot and they're just taking their mask off and they're running to church and they're running to concerts and they're running to parties and they're just all over the place spreading the virus. And who knows how many people died because stupid asses don't even pay attention to the shit. Like when you go to like Walgreens or whatever, you go to get your shot, they tell you all this stuff when you sign up for it. It's like, you're not going to be vaccinated until like 2 weeks after the second dose. So don't, like, it pretty much tells you not to do shit, don't it? I remember reading, or just people just not paying attention to the news or CDC website or reading any information or not researching anything. They're just reading like, oh, I heard ivermectin's good. Let's have some horse dewormer. Instead of getting a vaccine that might make us metallic and put nanobots in our bloodstream and stupid shit like that. Like, oh my god, you fucking idiots. Or even at the very beginning of like 2020, when like in March, if we'd all just like sat home for 2 weeks, the thing would have burned itself out. But nobody could do that because we got supply chains that have to be met. People didn't have toilet paper, or people couldn't like stockpile 2 weeks of food beforehand because it's too complicated. I don't know what the deal is. We can't just like sit home for 2 weeks and just burn this thing out and be done with it. Or even now, like with the 70% of people that already have the first shot, it's like looking at the other 30% that are like hardline, not anti-vaxxers. Like, why are y'all prolonging this thing? Like, we wouldn't have to wear masks if everybody would just get their shots, but y'all won't get your shots. So it's kind of like all your fault that we have to wear these masks. And you're the ones that are like protesting the mask. Like, y'all could end it by getting the shot, but instead y'all want to protest a guy not being able to give out ivermectin because you want an alternate way that you know the government can't control. I mean, the government could be putting nanobots in ivermectin for all you know, I guess, right? I wonder if they made the vaccine like in pill form, if people would take it then. It doesn't make any sense. They think people are just... How would you even... The amount of vaccines, I don't know. It's crazy. People are stupid. Now, how many people have died because of people just being stupid in America? Even after all the cases of like people that were like hardline anti-vaxxers, a lot of, like, there were like 6 or 7 radio hosts that were anti-vax, ended up dying from it and changing their minds on their deathbed. Like, oh, fucked up. I wish I'd gotten that shot. And then like nobody listens to that. They don't hear that part, I guess, or somehow it's slipping by them. Like, there's all these stories of people like realizing they fucked up, and people are still fucking up. I don't get it. It's depressing to me.